Alright. Ain't liking them patches none at all. I got some smaller ones here though, we'll use them. Now these patches here are great. I'm going to use one of these. These are got alcohol in them. It's called Black Off from Rusty Duck Premium Black Off. Black powder solvent and pre-saturated clean patches. These things are great. And I'm almost out, so that's no good. But we're going to drop one of them down in there. Just kind of making sure. I don't want that sucker getting hung up down there. Just kind of work it slowly, back and forth. See there right at the bottom. Wowzers. Man. A lot of rust. I wouldn't recommend doing this in the house either, just if you couldn't tell. You might piss the wife off. See how you pull your jag up and there's holes in your patches? It's a bad sign. That's not a good sign at all. I mean, there's a lot of jagged rust down in there. A lot of foul in the barrel. That's a sure sign of bad news at the end of the barrel whenever it tears up your brush. But these old guns will still shoot, you know. I've done about all I'm going to do with it. Just keep running patches through it until it's clean, you know. Clean is the name of the game with these guns, and the last thing I'll probably do is run a patch full of boar butter through it, just to kind of grease it up a little bit. And that boar butter is good for them anyway. And that'll be about it. And I'll test it. I'll put the nipple back on and fire it and make sure it's getting spark all the way through. Stuff right here is good stuff. Look up more of them grease patches through it. I don't think I can sit here all day and get the rust out of this thing. Gotta keep these things clean. Don't just take them out once a year and, you know, expect them to do right. Them newer guns, it might work that way, you know. It might be worth getting a new gun. But these older ones, you really gotta take care of them. Back in the old days, this was your life. I mean, you took care of your gun. I mean, it was sacred. Before you put your nipple on, you always want to bore butter your nipple a little bit. And when you're done cleaning on it, you want to fire it. That will send heat down the barrel, and that'll dissolve any water that might be in there, and that'll, you know, kind of help out with keep it from rusting. Just put a little bit of bore butter on your threads. Alright, so pop the cap. You gotta love that smell. It brings back the childhood memories of the old cap guns. But cleaning, it's blew the piece of Easter grass around, so I know I've got fire going from the nipple in here. So that's good. It means we're clear. It's gonna shoot. These old black powder guns, they can be a pain sometimes, but I mean, I love shooting them. There's just nothing like that sound right there, pulling up, you know, and shooting. I love it. So they are a little bit extra work, but well worth it in my book. I love the old black powder guns. New ones work great too. I wouldn't give nothing for my inline. That's a good gun. Easier to take care of. Goes off whenever you want it. But like I said, you take that nipple off and you put a small charge inside that cavity right there. Sometimes that's all it takes to get that thing going. So anyway, I hope you learned something. I hope you found this somewhat informational. These old black, all I'm going to do right now is I'll take a cloth with some oil. I'm going to oil this whole gun up, you know, get it nice and shiny again, and take it back to my aunt. And I'll probably go fire a shot later and make sure it goes, and then I'll take it back to my Aunt Gaylyn and she'll have her rifle back. But it's always wise every year to take out your nipple, clean it out first thing, because when you got that charge in there and you're ready to pull that trigger on your practice run, it's probably not going to fire. You got to clean that nipple out first thing. Some of the best information I've found, from other than what I've learned, is by watching Roger Ragland's black powder DVDs. There's Black Powder Magic, bow hunting and black powder and whitetail deer. You know, them videos. Really, he is just an excellent shot with a black powder gun. Even the old side hammer like this. He has videos where, on his videos, he shoots consistently at over 200 yards, sometimes 300 yards. That is a long shot, but you got to work up the right load. But if you're really interested in black powder hunting, I suggest you go check those videos out. They are really informational, and he's just a heck of a shot with them. And he kind of breaks it down in detail, you know. When the Smoke Clears, that's a great video from Roger Ragland. Just, you know, check those out too. Make sure it's on there good and tight. I'll tell you what, if it can go wrong, it has gone wrong with this thing so far. So what I've done is I've taken out the nipple. I'm going to pour a little Pyrex in the nipple. down in there in that bottom, and that might be enough to blow whatever is in there out. Whoop, a little bit much. Just put it all in the right there where the nipple was. Beat on the side a little bit. Alright, so now I got grains of powder right behind the nipple. Now we'll cap it up and try again. This time it will go off. Well, them caps ain't very good now. Alright, so we did have stuff shoot out the end of the barrel. That's good. But we don't want to stop there. We want to load it up one more time. Don't prime it this time. Just load it up with a spit patch and see if it'll fire without the primer. You gotta love that smell. Alright, so all that work finally paid off. Got a shooting rifle now. Now whether it stays that way for long, who knows? You gotta take care of these things all the time, it seems like. I mean, constantly. Now the new inlines, tell you what, my CVA, every year I just pull the breech plug out, run a brush through it, put everything back together, put that shotgun primer in there, it's gonna go off. But you know, it's just these older guns, it's kind of it's like I said, it's a labor of love. You just gotta keep them clean, and they'll still shoot. My dad put down a nice buck last year with a 54 caliber Hawken, that one in there, and them things will still shoot and kill deer. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something. This is T-Mac, and I'll see you on the next video.
I like good times, good wine, good smoke, and a 5-piece bed. And I can't